Good morning, my fellow reptiles, and happy Monday. For those of you who are new to my channel, this is Ask Rep Q&A number 12, a segment on my channel where I answer your questions in the form of a video response that you have submitted to me. So, let's begin.
So Daniel, what are your opinions on both female and male genital mutilation, or as it's called in this country, circumcision?
This is a hard question for me to answer because, number one, I happen to be circumcised, and I don't know what it would be like if I was not circumcised. What I do know is that when a child is born from the womb, a male, that foreskin has a gazillion, jillion, billion little tiny nerve endings. And these nerve endings, supposedly, when they're older and they have sex, it is a lot more pleasurable during sex. I can't be a testimony to that because, well, I'm circumcised, so I don't know if that's true or not, but scientifically speaking, from studies and my research that I've done on circumcision, that seems to be the case. So if that is true, if I have a child with my wife, I would have to probably discuss it with her if that's something that we mutually agree on. Do we want our child to have circumcision or not, or do we want to leave him with that extra foreskin later in life? And the thing that bothers me about circumcision, male circumcision or female, is that those children, when they're born, have really no choice on whether or not they want their foreskin cut off. And that just kind of bothers me. I don't like not being able to give someone a choice for what they want to do with their body. And in regards to female circumcision, I'm not sure if that is something that regularly occurs within America. It could, I don't know. I'm not well equipped enough to discuss female circumcision. All I know is that, for the most part, what I know about female circumcision is what happens in other countries within the religion of Islam, radical Islam that is, and that's disgusting to me, that the fact that they actually cut out her clitoris and take out a bunch of stuff within her vagina that deems her incapable of feeling any pleasure during sex. And if that is the case, then by all means, fuck that.
Hey Rep, my name is Trevor, and I'm a Christian, and I really like to talk to atheists and gay people, but a lot of people think that I shouldn't be doing that because I'm a Christian, but I actually find them to be really interesting people. So what do you think about all this? I love to talk to these people.
What do I think about this? Well, my question to you, you being a Christian, and you say you love talking to atheists and gay people, is what is your reason for talking to these individuals? If your reason to talk to an atheist or someone who's gay is to spout your religious convictions and morals and beliefs onto these people, then I would give a nice little royal, fuck you, don't talk to them, stay away. But, if you're a Christian and you're talking to these gay people and atheists because you want to learn more about their worldview and you want to try to understand them more, and not, keyword being not, push your religious beliefs, not try to push your moral convictions onto them, then by all means, that's perfectly cool, perfectly okay with me, and there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's what I did when I was coming out of religion, when I was struggling with my faith, is I went, faith, is that I went to some of my atheist friends and I talked to them and I asked them about their beliefs and why they believe what they believe, and I learned a lot, and then eventually I became an atheist. That's just how it worked. But I want to stress the point. What is your intention and what is your motivation for talking to these gay people and atheists? Because if it has anything to do with your holy book and witnessing to them and trying to convert them, I don't like you, I want nothing to do with you, and those atheists and gay people want nothing to do with you. That's as nice as I can say it without being too offensive. Because believe it or not, I don't try to become offensive to people in my videos on religion, but it comes across that way a lot because I'm very, very aggressive towards religion as a whole, and I admit that.
Hey Mr. Repzion, I'd like to know your opinion on what a girl should do when she's walking down the street and a guy will yell an inappropriate thing at her, such as, hey sexy, or something along those lines. And is it worse to react and give them the satisfaction, or is it worse to ignore it and reinforce the idea that it's okay?
This is a really difficult question for me to answer because, number one, I'm not a girl and I don't usually have people whistling at me when I walk down the street saying, nice ass, or nice legs, or nice boobs, whatever it be. But I've been with a lot of different women, I've dated women, who when I've walked with them to wherever they're going at night or even in the daytime, they get whistled at, called Miss Sexy, told they have a nice ass, whatever it be. And in those experiences, usually the girl that I'm with ignores it. I ignore it for the most part. I don't... because in most cases, these guys who make these types of references to whistling or a woman walking down the street, I don't think stopping them and trying to talk to them saying that they shouldn't do this is going to do anything. As much as I like to educate people and make people think differently, these type of guys who think this way are usually idiots. They're usually stupid, and they're usually the type of guys who the only thing they really want is sex from a woman. They don't want any real relationship. They really want nothing to do with the person, to get to know them, to care for them, to love them. They're just more of those douchebag, I like sex, therefore I want to use you for sex type of mentality. And those type of guys, I personally think, are so beyond stupid that they're not worth even trying to explain why they shouldn't do this or why they shouldn't do it. That's just my opinion. I've never seen, in my experience, it actually work in a positive way, like the guy's like, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. Usually, from what I've seen, I've had one girl who I've been with who actually turned around and started talking to the guy who made reference to her hot ass, and he was just like, well, I can say whatever the fuck I want. I mean, I'm like, yeah, I guess you can. It's a free country, or freedom of speech, you know. I've never seen it work out in a positive way, so I personally think it's best just to ignore it. However, if you're walking down the street and some guy touches you or does something to you physically, like slaps your butt or something when you're walking down the street and it's like, nice ass, that's when I believe you have the ability to turn around to them and kick them in the nuts as hard as you physically can, because they should not be touching you whatsoever without your consent or permission.
Hey, Mr. Repzion, could you ever see yourself dating a diehard Christian? Why or why not?
Could I ever see myself dating someone who's a diehard religious person? The answer is no. No, and no, and no. And I think I've talked about this in one of my previous videos, but one of the main reasons that I cannot date someone who is super religious is because they believe things which are in opposition of me. And by what I mean by that is, like, if I'm dating a diehard Christian, she's going to be against gay marriage. And I cannot date a woman who is against gay marriage and believes that gays are going to burn in hell and that they should not have equal rights. I just can't be with someone like that. That's just, I can't tolerate that. I won't tolerate that, and I won't be in a relationship with someone who thinks like that. And that goes for many, many different other social issues, not just gay marriage, but that's just being one example. Another thing that I could not date a diehard religious person is because sex is important to me. Physical connection, touching, holding hands, pulling people close, having sex, and I realize sex is not the only thing in a relationship, but if you're in a serious relationship with someone and you're on your 6 months, even a year, you should have had sex by now. And most diehard religious people will not have sex or do anything remotely sexual until marriage. And there's no way on living hell that I could date someone and not become intimate with them in a sexual way or level. It's important to me, and it should be important to most people, because sex is a need to feel close to someone, and it's a sexual need that most people have, and there's just no way it would happen. So no, to answer your question, I would never date a diehard religious person. If she happened to be semi-religious, maybe perhaps she believed in a God, but she didn't really hold any, extreme views, sure, I could date someone like that. I could do that. I've done it before, actually. And so yeah, hope that answers your question.
Hey Repzion, first off I have to say I really like your videos. It actually helped my friend who was in kind of an abusive relationship, and it actually helped him, so thank you for that. He feels much better now. And yeah, so I have 2 questions. Maybe you'd like to answer one of them because, I don't know, it takes up too much time. But I have 2 questions. You can answer one of them if you want, or you can answer both. So the first one is, if there was one movie, video game, or book that you could completely re-experience, which one would it be and why?
For me, it would definitely have to be Star Wars. Reliving my childhood experience of watching Star Wars. I had the VHS version of Star Wars growing up, and I watched that so much that the tape was actually worn out. So when I put in the VHS player, all those lines would come across the screen. Yeah, it would definitely have to be Star Wars. And by the way, I like your Star Wars poster behind the back of your head. Good taste in science fiction, personally.
And secondly, what is the most disturbing film you have ever seen? Not like in what you see, but rather what you feel.
That would have to be a Serbian film. a film I would not recommend you watching. It's disgusting, perverted, and don't get me wrong, I like perverted things, because I have a lot of my own little weird fetishes that I like, but that movie's too far. It's gross, it's disgusting, and I turned it off when a particular scene of a newborn baby that is pulled out of the womb is then raped. And they show it. Not fully, but they show the guy's butt, and he's on it, like a camera's on a panning on a side shot, and he's little newborn baby is going like this. I know it's acted, but it's just unnecessary, and I don't like things that include children being hurt sexually. I get very defensive, and I get very emotional when I discuss those sorts of things, much less see them portrayed in a movie. So that would have to be the film, a Serbian film. Do not watch it. It's not worth your time.
Greetings, Mr. Repzion. My question to you is, what program did you personally grow up with when you were a kid?
I grew up watching The Amazing Spider-Man in the early 90s. I love that show. And that was by far, I think, the best animated Spider-Man cartoon of its time, along with Pokemon, along with the one and only, I have all the seasons, Batman the Animated Series. This here, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a 90s child, kid, adult, who has not seen this series, you are missing out. Total of four seasons. Batman the Animated Series is phenomenal. Of all the different Batman Beyond and cartoon shows that they brought out after this by far destroys all of them. Also, Superman the Animated Series, which was about the same time this came out, that's actually really good too. I really enjoyed that series. But this was the primary one growing up, was Batman the Animated Series. And it has Mark Hamill, who, if you don't know, is Luke Skywalker in Star Wars, who does a phenomenal, fantastic, impeccable Joker impression. He does the best Joker, hands down. And this has almost all the villains you can possibly imagine within the Batman universe, and it's just all out fucking awesome. So this was the primary show that I grew up watching, was Batman the Animated Series. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This video was a little bit shorter than my previous Ask Rep Q&As, simply because it was very hard for me to find video responses since YouTube took videos away. Video responses, that is. So, for my next Ask Rep Q&A number 13, I would like your participation. Please submit a video response to this video, and what I need you to do is write a comment. If you submit a video asking me a question, write a comment, I'm thinking, hashtag video response, all one word. Hashtag and then video response in your comment, and I will do the Control F, and I'll be searching comments to then look up your video response. And keynote here, hashtag video response, and then the URL of that YouTube video, and that would be very helpful, and that would make it easier for me to find your videos, or just do it the easy way. You could also put hashtag AskRep Q&A number 13 in the title of your video, and when I search it in YouTube, AskRep Q&A number 13, it should pop up if that's your title of your video. So with that said, my name is Mr. Repzion, also known as Daniel Sulzbach. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for participating in my Ask Rep Q&A segments, because this wouldn't exist if it was not for you guys contributing to asking me questions and learning more about me and giving you more insight to what I believe about the world and things. So thank you guys for watching. My name is Daniel Sulzbach, also known as Mr. Repzion. Peace the rep out, and have a fantastic Monday.